Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learning English with Podcast Conversation. I'm your host, Tony, and today we have a really exciting and super important topic. It's something that affects all of us, no matter where we are in the world or what we do. And to talk about this, I'm super happy to welcome back my co-host, the wonderful Jenny.
Hi, Tony. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here and talk about this. It's a topic I think about a lot, and it's actually changed my life quite a bit.
Exactly. So, today's topic is Mindset Matters, the rich versus poor thinking game. Now, before anyone gets the wrong idea, we're not just talking about money, about being a millionaire or not. We're talking about the way we think, our attitudes, and our daily habits. It's about how our mindset, our way of thinking, can really impact our lives, especially when it comes to money and opportunities. What do you think, Jenny?
Oh, absolutely, Tony. It's not just about how much money is in your bank account, but what you do with it, and more importantly, how you think about it, and about life in general. It's truly a thinking game, like you said. It's about how we approach challenges, opportunities, and even failures.
Perfect. So let's dive into our main talking points. Our first core idea is about the difference between a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset. Jenny, can you explain what these mean?
Of course. So a scarcity mindset is when you believe there's not enough of anything. Not enough money, not enough opportunities, not enough success for everyone. It's like thinking there's only one pie, and if someone takes a big slice, there's less for you. People with this mindset often feel jealous or competitive because they see others' success as their loss.
I've definitely felt that sometimes, especially when I was younger. Like, if my friend got a new toy, I felt like I was missing out. It's a very common feeling, I think.
Right. And then an abundance mindset is the opposite. It's believing that there's plenty for everyone. It's like thinking the pie can get bigger, or there are many pies. People with an abundance mindset see opportunities everywhere. They celebrate others' success because they believe there's enough for them too, and they often look for ways to create more value, rather than just taking from what's already there.
Wow, that's a powerful difference. So, if you're always thinking not enough, you might be less likely to try new things or share because you're afraid you'll lose something. But if you think plenty for everyone, you might be more open, more creative, more generous even.
Exactly. I remember a time when I was trying to learn a new skill. Let's say video editing. I used to think, there are so many good video editors out there, why would anyone hire me? That was my scarcity mindset talking. But then I switched to thinking, the internet is huge. There are millions of businesses. Surely some need my specific style or help. And suddenly, I found more clients.
That's a brilliant example. It really highlights how changing your thoughts can open up real-world opportunities. Moving on to our second big idea, learning and growth. We often hear about fixed mindset versus growth mindset. How do these play into our topic?
This is huge, Tony. A fixed mindset is the belief that your abilities, your intelligence, your talents, they're just fixed. You're born with them, and you can't really change them. So if you're not good at math, you just accept it. If you fail at something, you think, I'm just not good at this, and you give up.
Yes. I've heard people say, I'm just not a math person, or I can't learn languages. It's like putting a limit on yourself before you even start.
Precisely. And a growth mindset is the opposite. It's the belief that your abilities and intelligence can grow and develop through effort and dedication. It means you see challenges as opportunities to learn, and mistakes as feedback, not failures. If you're not good at math yet, you think, I need to study more. Maybe try a different way of learning.
That's so inspiring. I remember when I started this podcast, I was so nervous about speaking English on a microphone for everyone to hear. My English wasn't perfect, and I thought, what if I make mistakes? What if people laugh? That was a bit of a fixed mindset moment. But then I thought, this is a chance to practice, to get better, and maybe help others who are also learning. And honestly, I've learned so much just by doing it regularly.
That's a fantastic personal example, Tony. And that's the growth mindset in action. You saw the challenge not as a reason to stop, but as a path to improvement. And it's true for money, too. If you make a bad financial decision, a fixed mindset might say, I'm just bad with money. A growth mindset says, what did I learn from this? How can I do better next time?
That's a great point. And that brings us to our third idea, taking risks versus playing safe. Many people with a poor mindset tend to play it very safe, avoiding any risk. People with a rich mindset are often willing to take calculated risks. What do you think about this?
This is a tricky one because risk can sound scary. But it's not about being reckless or gambling away everything you have. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone. Someone with a playing safe mindset might stick to a job they don't like because it feels secure, even if there's no growth or happiness.
Yes, I know many people like that. They complain about their job every day, but they are too afraid to try something new, even a small change.
Exactly. On the other hand, someone with a risk-taking mindset, but I prefer to call it a calculated risk mindset, might explore new career paths, invest in learning a new skill, or even start a small side business. They understand that without some level of risk, there's often no reward or significant change.
That's very true. I remember my uncle, he worked in a factory for 30 years, always complaining about his boss. Then, when he retired, he told me his biggest regret was not trying to start his own small carpentry business. He loved making things with wood, but he was always too afraid to leave his safe factory job. He said, "Tony, I played it too safe. It always stuck with me."
Oh, that's such a common story, and it's heartbreaking to hear. It's not about jumping off a cliff, but maybe just taking one step onto a slightly wobbly bridge. Like, starting a small online shop on the side while still working your main job. That's a calculated risk. Or spending a little money on a course that could boost your skills. The poor mindset might see that course as an expense. The rich mindset sees it as an investment.
Definitely an investment in yourself. That's a great way to put it. This leads us perfectly into our fourth point, responsibility and blame. People with a poor mindset often blame external factors for their problems. The government, the economy, their boss, their family. But those with a rich mindset tend to take full responsibility for their lives and choices. What's your take on this, Jenny?
This is probably one of the most powerful mindset shifts. If you always blame others, you give away your power. You're saying my life is controlled by things outside of me. So you feel like a victim, and you can't change anything because it's not your fault.
Yeah, like I'm poor because the economy is bad, or I didn't get the promotion because my boss doesn't like me. It's easy to fall into that trap.
It is, because it's easier than looking at yourself. But when you take responsibility, even for things that seem outside your control, you take your power back. For example, if the economy is bad, instead of just complaining, you might think, okay, what can I do? Can I learn a new skill that's in demand now? Can I find a way to save more? Can I create my own opportunities?
That's a fantastic distinction. So it's not about blaming yourself for everything, but about asking, what can I do about this situation? I remember one time, my internet connection was really bad for a whole week, and I was so frustrated because I couldn't work well. I was blaming the internet company every day. Then I thought, okay, I can't control the internet right now, but I can go to a cafe with good internet, or I can focus on tasks that don't need internet at home. It immediately made me feel better and more in control.
Exactly. You shifted from it's their fault to what can I do? That's the mindset of taking responsibility, and it's incredibly empowering. It helps you find solutions instead of just focusing on the problem.
Absolutely. Now our final main point, and it's very practical, saving and investing versus spending. This is a core difference in how people manage their money. How do these mindsets differ here?
This is a big one. A poor mindset often focuses on instant gratification, meaning they want to spend money right away to feel good now. They might buy things they don't need, or get into debt for things that quickly lose value. They might think, I work hard, I deserve this new phone/car/bag, even if they can't really afford it.
The treat yourself mentality taken a bit too far sometimes. It's easy to do, especially with all the advertising we see.
Yes, it is. On the other hand, a rich mindset often practices delayed gratification. They're willing to save and invest their money now, even if it means not buying something immediately, so that their money can grow and work for them in the future. They think long-term. They prioritize saving for retirement, investing in education, or starting a business.
So it's like planting a tree. You don't get fruit today, but you know in the future it will be very rewarding. I remember when I was saving for my first big trip abroad. Every time I wanted to buy something new, I pictured myself on that trip. It helped me save every dollar. It took a while, but it was so worth it in the end. It's about having a clear goal and sacrificing a little bit now for a bigger reward later.
That's a perfect example, Tony. And it's not just about saving large amounts, it's about small, consistent habits. Even saving a small amount every week, or investing in a book that helps you learn a new skill, or spending time improving yourself rather than just consuming entertainment. These are all forms of delayed gratification that build wealth, Not just financial wealth, but also knowledge and skills.
That's so true. Investing in yourself is probably the best investment you can make. It always pays off. So we've talked about scarcity versus abundance, fixed versus growth, taking risks versus playing safe, responsibility versus blame, and saving versus spending. These are powerful ideas.
They really are. And it's important for our listeners to remember that no one has a perfect rich mindset all the time. We all have moments of scarcity or fear. The goal is to be aware of these mindsets and consciously try to shift towards the more empowering ones.
Absolutely. So let's give our listeners some key takeaways, some actionable tips they can start using today. Jenny, what's your first tip?
My first key takeaway is practice gratitude and positive self-talk. Start each day by thinking of 3 things you are grateful for, no matter how small. This helps shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. And be kind to yourself in your thoughts. Instead of saying, I can't do this, I'll try my best, and I'll learn along the way.
That's fantastic. My second tip is embrace continuous learning and view mistakes as lessons. Don't be afraid to try new things, even if you might fail. Every mistake is a chance to learn and grow. Read books, watch educational videos, or try a new hobby. The more you learn, the more opportunities you'll see.
Love that. And my third, very practical tip is start small with smart financial habits. Even if you don't have much money, try to save a small amount regularly, even if it's just $1 a day. Or invest in a skill that can help you earn more. It's not about the amount you start with, but the habit you build. And review your spending to see where your money really goes.
Excellent advice, Jenny. So, to recap, practice gratitude, embrace learning and mistakes, and start building smart financial habits, no matter how small. These are all things anyone can do, starting today.
Exactly. It's a journey, not a destination. And it begins with a single thought, a single choice.
Well said, Jenny. Thank you so much for sharing your insights today. This has been a truly inspiring conversation, and I'm sure our listeners learned a lot, not just about money, but about life itself.
Thank you, Tony. It was a pleasure as always. And to all our listeners, remember, your mindset is your most powerful tool. Use it wisely.
That's a perfect way to end. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe to Learning English with Podcast Conversation for more engaging and informative talks. Remember, every small step you take to improve your mindset can lead to big changes in your life. See you next time.